is going on, everyone? It's awesome here again, and today I'm bringing you guys a video of a new game that I just got that I'm really enjoying called Verdun. This is one of the few World War One games that are in existence as of right now, and I'm really liking this. I'm really liking this game, and this game just came out for PS4. It's been on PC for about. It was released on PC like in 2015 at some point, like in April. I think like in spring of 2015 at some point. And just last week it came to consoles. It came to PS4 and Xbox One, and I picked it up on PS4, and I'm really enjoying it. A little bit of a quick story with me and Verdun. I actually had the PC version of this game. I got the PC version of this game back in June. And I ended up getting a refund for it on Steam just because I wasn't, it's not that I wasn't enjoying it, it's just that I wasn't really enjoying it as much as I could for some reason, and I had some problems with it running it on the PC and things like that, so I refunded it and got something else. But I decided to try it out on PS4 just because I want to give it another chance. World War One is a pretty, overlooked setting in video games, so I want to give it a go, and I'm really liking it. I did like it, when I got it to work on my PC, but now it runs on my PS4 anyways. It runs pretty well, though there are some like gameplay mechanic things that I had to get used to, though I'll get to that in a minute. And I'm really enjoying this game. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to tell you guys what I like about it and what I don't like about it. Basically, kind of like a little review of the game of sorts. So, what do I like about Verdun? Well, what do I like about Verdun? Well, I love the setting. It's a World War One. Many of you guys know about the new Battlefield game, Battlefield 1, which is coming out next month, actually. Next month, by the time I'm recording this video, it's early September right now. It's going to be out. Battlefield 1 is going to be out next month, and I'm super fucking excited for it. This is a cool game, cool World War One game. If you wanna, the Battlefield 1 beta is almost over, which I'm gonna have another video. I know I've been late on that, but I'm gonna have another video. Battlefield 1. I'm gonna have a Battlefield 1 beta video, probably out tomorrow at some point. But anyways. Getting back on track, this is a World War One game just like Battlefield 1. However, this is a completely different style of World War One game than Battlefield 1 is going to be. So Battlefield 1 is going to be kind of a somewhat arcadey version of World War 1. This game is pretty much the complete opposite of Battlefield. This is a very realistic, hardcore version of World War One. There's a lot of trench warfare. It's mostly you're going to be using bolt-action rifles. Occasionally you get your hands on a machine gun, but machine guns are like very sluggish. You're really slow with them. With some machine guns, like the MG08, you actually cannot fire from the hip, or you can't fire while standing. You actually have to mount it on something in order to fire. And also, when you first start playing this game, the movement might feel pretty clunky to a lot of people, and overall it's a pretty slow-paced game, but it's also very skill-based at the same time because it is hardcore. It is very realistic, and pretty much the damage model is realistic as well. It's pretty much a one-shot kill with pretty much any gun, except for the pistols. The pistols might take a shot or two, though the revolvers can usually kill in one shot. Yeah, it's a very realistic version of World War One. Like, if you're disappointed, if you're one of the people that were disappointed, that were looking for more realism out of Battlefield 1, Verdun is the game that is true World War One realism. This is, like, when people criticize Battlefield 1 for being unrealistic, guys, this is what a realistic World War One game is. It's very slow, very tactical, very trench filled. I mean, it is a trench warfare game, and me personally, I really like the I'm a guy that really likes tactical hardcore games. I've mentioned this before in the past. I like games like Insurgency and Red Orchestra and Verdun, and games like Verdun that are more slow-paced and are more realistic. But I can understand why some people may not like that. Like I can understand why a lot of people don't like that kind of gameplay because it is very slow, and and there are some mechanics in this game that will take a little bit getting used to, like such as the sprint. For some reason, the way the sprint works is kind of different. I mean, you click on the PS4, you click on the right thumbstick, but like in order to like get your character to stop sprinting, you have to click it down. Like you can stop, but once you start going again without clicking down the left thumbstick again, after initially sprinting, your character is just going to keep sprinting, and you have to actually click it down or crouch. So that could take a bit of getting used to, and again, just the clunkiness and the realistic nature of it is something that take a bit getting used to. Especially if you've never played a game like this, which I know like a lot of console players have never played a game like this, because games like this generally don't come out on console, don't ever see console releases, and that's what makes me kind of excited for Verdun, is that it's a hardcore tactical shooter which originated on the PC, but it's getting a console release. So, and the console release has been very good so far. To me, I know it's been out for a week, and the player base right now is really small, but I hope the player base expands, and I really hope the player base expands, because I do think it is a very good game. It's a quite popular game on PC, and I hope it kind of is that way on the consoles, on the PS4 and Xbox One, because I do think it is a great game. Because I do think it's a very well-made game, very well-designed game. The maps are very well-designed. They let you play tactically, let you work with your teammates, they let you do all that stuff. Like I said, this is also a very team-oriented game. It's probably another thing. Teamwork is definitely encouraged. You don't necessarily have to have a mic, but you at least have to know what your squad mates are doing, what your teammates are doing, and all that stuff. What do I not like about this game? I'm going to go on to that now. I've been kind of praising this game so far. What do I not like about this game? I've only had this game for about a day now. I actually just got this like only today, so I haven't had much experience with it, but the game has crashed on me once. There's been a few graphical errors, but again, this game just came out on saw console release, so it's bound to have issues. And it's nothing game breaking. I mean, yeah, they're kind of annoying, but it's nothing really game breaking. It's nothing really game breaking. The interfaces are nice. Something that this game actually does differently than most other shooters is that in most other shooters, like when you're picking which game you want to join, even with games with dedicated servers, it's like a server browser, and it shows you the player count and the map and all that stuff, shows you all the basic information. Well, in Verdun, you can choose. You're not joining necessarily games, but you're joining squads. So when you go into the squad browser on the main menu for multiplayer, it'll, instead of showing you the list of games, it'll show you the list of squads, which some of them are even playing on the same map. Again, because the player base for this is pretty small at the moment. So instead of just showing the games and like the map you're playing, it'll show the map, but it'll show just the squad, and it'll be like 4 players. And what weapon you use will be depending on what roles are available in the squad. There's like 4 people per squad, and the roles are, I think the roles are corporal, gunner, rifleman, and support. Some of them, I believe one of them has a machine gun, 2 of them have bolt-action rifles, and one of them is actually armed with just a pistol. Which I believe the one that's armed with just a pistol, I believe it's the corporal, I think. is also functions as a squad leader, so we can like issue commands and stuff. So it's not really, that role isn't necessarily about action like the riflemen or gunners are, for example. But yeah. What else do I gotta say? There's something I must stress. I know I'm kind of coming back to this, but there's something I must stress. If you're gonna buy Verdun and expect to be able to run and gun like you can in Call of Duty or Battlefield, as you can see from this gameplay, do not do that. You know, go slow, go tactical. You know what you do. Again, you don't necessarily have to communicate with your teammates through via headset, though I definitely encourage that. You at least have to know what they're doing, because if you don't know what your teammates are doing, you're just gonna get lost. You just have the possibility to get lost in this maze of trenches. And what else I got to talk about? I don't even have much else to talk about. The map, like I said, the map's well designed. I really like the aesthetics of this game. It's very dark and dreary, you know. And this is one of those games where it makes sense, and it you know, the graphics look nice. You know, the graphics in this game are pretty good. You know, for what it is, the graphics are pretty good. I mean, graphics aren't anything groundbreaking, but they definitely do look pretty cool. Yeah, they definitely do look pretty good, and they do the job. Sound design is good. Definitely like the sound design. The guns sound very realistic and very powerful and impactful as they should in a realistic game like this. And like I said, the dreary color palette makes a lot of sense here, because it is World War I. That was a very dreary time in dreary time in human history. And something else I really want to mention: this game really captures something that I think very few other games capture, and even games that really try to capture don't really capture it, and that is the brutality of war and the brutality of combat. Like, I'm not saying because of gore or violence. I mean, which there's definitely a lot of that, but like I said, you'll die in one shot. You know, you'll see your teammates die like very quickly, and when you do kill somebody, there will be some gore, and it also captures like and a lot of the time, especially in the squad defense mode, which I forgot to touch on, but there's a squad defense mode kind of there, where, especially if you're playing like by yourself or like one other person, it really captures like the feeling of hopelessness and dread that very few other games really capture, and I think that's very impressive, and I think that's more of a positive toward this game, especially because this game is trying to be very realistic. This game is trying to be very realistic, and I think capturing the brutality and hopelessness of battle, I think, is very impressive, and in my opinion, very few other games do that as well as Verdun does. And that's something I don't actually hear very many people talking about, but Verdun really does that, and I think that's just a positive, because it makes the game stand out more from its competition. Like, it makes this game stand out more from its competition. Like, the main competition, I guess, as far as like the World War I game market right now, is Battlefield 1. But again, that's more because World War I games are so few and far between. You know, we can name like a bazillion games based on World War II, but not World War I. Anyways, guys, this gameplay is actually almost over. That's pretty much all I gotta say about Verdun. What do you guys think of Verdun? Like I said, I have another video coming out tomorrow about, or tomorrow or Wednesday, about the Battlefield 1 beta and my impressions on that. Please tell me in the comment section below if you would like to see more Verdun. I'd definitely like to make more Verdun stuff. I really like Verdun. It's a great game, and that's pretty much it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, guys.